Hey, it's Tifini and Tanala with the Rahmaad squad. What up, though? Everybody keeps asking me how I do my kids' hair and what products I use. So I decided to just go ahead and do a video and show you guys what I do. So I just washed her hair. It has dried a little bit, but the products that I used to wash was I used olive oil, ORS shampoo with the aloe. So that's what I use to shampoo her hair. And then I also use for her conditioner, I use the matching olive oil ORS, and I let it sit in there for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes before I rinse it out. So yeah, I'm going to show you what I do. Basically, I'm going to detangle her hair with a demi brush. So you want to make sure that it doesn't have, it's one of those brushes that doesn't have a ball on it, because those rip the hair out, and you want to make sure that it's just straight to detangle the hair. And to detangle her hair, because her hair is so fine and it's not as kinky or as curly as most natural hair. It's more wavy than anything else. So with her hair, I use a lighter leave-in conditioner. I use the Dream Kids Olive Miracle. It's by African Pride. So this is it. It's the detangling moisturizer leave-in conditioner. And if you see, it is very light. And see, it's very light. It's not very thick at all. It's very thin. See, so because her hair doesn't need like a lot of product, it'll weigh her hair down because her hair is so thin. So yeah, and her hair is already naturally oily, so it doesn't really need anything to really too thick. Like I said, it already accumulates a lot of oil throughout. Like, as you can see already, she could probably just wear her hair like this and it would be fine. But because I like her hair to be a little bit less frizzy, I like to use a moisturizer, leave-in conditioner to kind of make it give it that shiny, silky look. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and detangle it. I'm going to wet it a little bit before I detangle it. What? She doesn't like this. So one of the things that I make sure I do too before I do my kids' hair, because everybody's always talking about how my kids just sit still and get their hair done. They're not like jumping around and they're not crying and fussing. So as you can see, she's in a nice comfy little chair. She's eating popcorn. So she has a snack. She has her water with her, so she has something to drink. A lot of times I would actually have her iPad so that she can play that. I see a lot of people use iPads when they're doing their kids' hair. I think that's a great idea. However, right now, since we just got done taking baths, we're sitting watching Moana, which is one of her favorite movies. So she'll sit still through the whole thing, and I won't have to worry about her moving around and, getting up and wanting to stretch her legs and everything. So I'm just gonna moisten it just a little bit more. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm gonna take, and don't be afraid of the product. I take like a lot of product. You see how much I got? So her little bitty head, I take a lot of product. I use a lot of product. And if you use the right type of product on your child's hair, you can use a lot of product without it weighing the hair down, without it being too heavy on their hair. You just gotta find the right product for your child's hair. But like I said, for her, I use a very light product because her hair is so thin. Okay, so to detangle it, I'm gonna just go ahead and section it off a little bit. So I just use like a little flip. I'm just gonna section it off down the middle. So one of the things you also want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you start at the bottom and detangle from the bottom and then go to the top. You don't want to start at the top because it's going to hurt them, one, and then two, it's it could pull the hair out. So the second part that I like to do is I like to seal in the moisture with an oil. So what I just use plain coconut oil, 100% coconut oil. Yes, this is the hard kind. It's from the Purity, and I like the solid kind that melts when you rub it together. So. And like if you can see, like it's thick, you know. So for her hair, for Tanala, I don't use a lot. So as you can see, I have like the whole bottom part. I'm just gonna use. As a matter of fact, this is a little bit too much. I'm using maybe that much. With her hair, I'm just gonna use a lot. See how it melts in your hand once you rub it together. And I'm just gonna apply it just to seal in the moisture. And again, I'm going to brush it out so the product goes all the way through the hair. I like to specifically use the oil and I rub against her edges because those are always the frizziest part of her hair. So I just want to make sure that it stays moisturized. So I intentionally put it on the edges, especially. And again, we just brush it through. Why aren't you trying to talk me out of it? So that's pretty much all I do with her hair to prep it before, like after I wash it. So that's basically all I really do. Moisturizer, detangle, and oil, and then brush it through one more time. Yeah. Mommy. And this will last her hair. Mom, I'm hungry. Okay, honey, 1 minute. On applesauce. Okay. Mama, grab this one, please. Yep. Yes, Mom said yes. I will put my favorite. Kaden, give me a pill of applesauce. Kaden, Tanala. You want to say something to the people in the camera about your hair? What do you want to say? Hi, I got my new hair done. You like your hair? Okay. So again, I have Kaden. Say hi, Kaden. Hi. Say hi, squad. So yeah, so this is my son. As you can see, his hair is a little thicker than my daughter's, and it's more coily, it's more curly, it's a lot more dry. So I still use the same type of shampoo with him, the ORS olive oil shampoo that I used on my daughter. I like this type of shampoo and conditioner system. It leaves the hair very nice, in a very good state. Like, it's very soft. It has it's not dried out. It doesn't dry the hair out. But with him, I do leave the conditioner in a little bit longer, 10 to 15 minutes. My son loves to hum. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wet his hair again a little bit because it has dried out a little bit from me washing it. So, spray it down. He doesn't really like it, but okay, it's okay. And again, same thing with my daughter. He has a snack in his hand. He has his water here to keep him occupied so he doesn't have to get up or feel like he needs to get up. He's already gone to the bathroom. He's watching Moana. So I won't have any issues with him wanting to get up. He'll sit still through the entire process. I'll wet it good. Because you don't want to really do this on dry hair. I mean, you can, but it's just not. I don't particularly like to do it.
On my foot.
I don't particularly like to do it on dry hair. I do touch it up like on dry hair, but I will spray it just a little bit. Like tomorrow when he wakes up, I'll spray it just a little bit and put the moisturizer on it again and the oil just to redo it, but of course it's not as much. So with my son, because his hair is thicker and drier and more curly, I use a different type of conditioner. I use the Shea Moisture line of moisturizer, and I use the Coconut and Hibiscus Curl Enhancing Smoothie.
I gotta watch.
And this one particular is to moisture and curl define thick curly hair. I use for him, and as you can see, this one. Alright, so as you can see, it's a thicker consistency than I used for my daughter's hair. Because he needs a little bit of a thicker moisturizer because his hair is thicker and it's drier. So, and again, I'm going to use a good amount of product on his hair. I saturate my kid's hair with product because, especially Kaden's hair, because his hair is so dry and it needs a lot of moisture in it, and it dries out very fast. So I use a lot of product in his hair to keep it moisturized. But just like with my daughter, I do use the coconut oil to seal in the moisture. Again, as you can see, I've had this for a very long time. I like this, the solid kind that melts, because it lasts a long time. I've had this for maybe like, 2-3 months, maybe longer. Because you don't need a lot of it. Every time you use it, it just lasts a long time. So again, I use the demi brush without the ball. You don't want the brush with the balls on the end. You want the straight without the balls. And detangle his hair. I detangled it, and again, I'm going to use the coconut oil to seal in the moisture. And with him, I am going to use a little bit more because, like I said, his hair is drier than my daughter's. But I'm just going to smooth it out over all of his hair. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and brush the product through so that it's on every single string of hair. And as you can see, it looks a little white from the product, but that's going to soak in and it won't look white anymore. But this is how I get his hair to make sure his curls are defined, because otherwise he'll look like a little afro, because he'll look frizzy and dry, and no one likes that. It's not cute. It's not very cute at all.
He fell out the water.
So that is his hair. That is Kaden's hair. And I don't put heat on either one of my kids' hair to dry. I just let it dry naturally. So this will dry overnight. He'll sleep on it. We'll wake up in the morning. I'll wet it with I'll spray it down with a water bottle. And then depending, because sometimes I have to, sometimes I don't. Usually the day after I don't. I could just finger it through like this after I wet it in the morning. And then just let it dry, and it'll dry just like this. And I do that every morning, just to freshen it up. So, Kaden, you have anything to say about your hair?
Hey, I am Spider-Man, and I get my hair fresh.
You got your hair fresh? Well, that is the end of our hair tutorial. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to leave the names of all the products in the description below. If you like this video, what do we say, Kaden? If you like this video, subscribe below.
If you like this video, subscribe below.
And give us a what?
Give us a thumbs up.
That's right. So until next time, we're the Rahmaad Squad.
Until next time, we're the Rahmaad Squad.
What up, guys?